Good afternoon, dear students. In continuation of the GI motility, now we are continuing the movements in the esophagus. So, first of all, we should know what are the different parts of the esophagus. So, esophagus having mainly three parts: upper esophageal sphincter, body of esophagus, upper esophagus. This is upper esophagus, esophageal sphincter, upper esophageal sphincters, body of esophagus, and lower esophageal sphincter. These upper esophageal sphincters having striated muscles like a skeletal muscle, as it is attached with the pharynx and bones. And body of parts contains the mixed type of the muscle, some smooth muscle, some are striated muscles. And the lower esophagus consist of smooth muscles. So there are mainly three parts, and all parts of the esophagus is innervated by or supplied by the vagal fibers. So vagal fibers, vagus nerve supplying to the esophagus, all muscles and all muscle fibers. The esophagus having some specific type of the features, like it does not have a slow wave property. So its muscle having a excitability power is less. Its muscle power is less. Muscles of the body of the esophagus are always relaxed. As we know, the upper esophagus is almost all time is relaxed, while the lower esophageal sphincter is almost all time it is contracted or closed, while the body is present normally. So all muscles fiber, striated muscle fiber are supplied by vagus nerve, and the activation of deglutition reflex initiated peristaltic contractions by the neural mechanism, primary peristalsis, and by the presence of food locally stimulated, we call secondary peristalsis. तो जैसे ही फूड हमारे मुंह में जाता है और उसके बाद फेरिंग्स में पहुंचता है, जैसे ही फेरिंग्स से इसोफेगस में जाता है, the primary peristalsis started because of the food. Because of the food, the muscles get stretched and the action potential generated, a contraction started. If suppose primary peristalsis is not started, then because of the presence of the food itself, it started a peristalsis that we call secondary peristalsis. Primary peristalsis and secondary peristalsis are present in the esophagus. As already we discussed, esophageal sphincters are upper esophageal sphincters and lower esophageal sphincters. Upper is always in relaxed condition to allow the food from the pharynx to esophagus. तो ये रिलैक्स रहता है क्योंकि मुंह से esophagus में खाना जा सके. It contract to prevent regurgitation of food back into the, बस esophagus में चले गया, उसके बाद ये contract हो जाता है ताकि regurgitation ना हो जाए. And lower esophageal sphincters remains tonically contracted to prevent the reflex of food back into the esophagus from the stomach. And the basal tone of the lower esophageal sphincter is contributed by the vagal fibers. And vagal fibers inhibit circular muscle of the sphincters in response to primary peristalsis that relax the sphincters, and secondary inhibitory. And how this inhibition is occurring? By the secretion of the VIP vasointestinal peptides, vasoactive intestinal peptides, and nitric oxide substance. Primary peristalsis we discuss, secondary peristalsis we discuss. Primary peristalsis means initiated by the deglutition reflex. In third phase of deglutition, deglutition की तीन फेज होती है, एक ओरल फेज, एक pharyngeal phase, एक esophagus phase. The esophagus phase वाले में when food enters into the esophagus, primary peristalsis appears due to activation of the swallowing, whether or not food is present in the mouth. खाना मुंह में हो या नहीं हो, एक पेज स्टार्ट हो जाती है, पेरिस्टाल्सिस स्टार्ट हो जाती है. Even swallowing of saliva activates is the primary peristalsis. Secondary peristalsis क्या होती है? When the primary peristalsis fail to push the bolus from the body of esophagus, secondary peristalsis start and initiate the activation of mechanoreceptors due to the presence of food bolus in the esophagus. Applied part क्या है? There are three main important applied part. Reflex esophagitis, जिसको हम heartburn बोलते हैं. बीच में यहाँ पेन होता है, heartburn होता है, जलन होता है, गैस्ट्रिक जलन होती है, उसको हम बोलते हैं reflex esophagitis. When the lower esophageal sphincters become incompetent, जब रिलैक्स हो जाता है, वैसे टोनिकली कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रहना चाहिए हमेशा, पर जब रिलैक्स हो जाएगा तो reflex of the acid gastric content into the esophagus produce a inflammation at the lower part of the esophagus called reflex esophagitis. It is treated with the proton pump inhibitors और H2. जैसे पेंटोप्रोजोल होता है या एसिलॉक होता है, इन दवाइयों से हम इसके एसिड की एसिडिटी को कम कर सकते हैं. तो रिफ्लेक्स का जो बिकॉज ऑफ टोन लॉस इन दी लोअर इसोफेजियल स्फिंक्टर्स के कारण जो टोन लॉस हो गया, उसके कारण एसिड बार-बार इसोफेगस में आके उसको इरिटेट कर रहा है, वो कम हो जाएगा. another treatment is a fundoplication. Fundoplication may also be tried in this condition, in which portion of the fundus of the stomach is wrapped around the lower esophagus so that the lower esophageal sphincter remains inside narrow tunnel of the tube. ऐसे इसको ऐसे बांध देते हैं नीचे से, जिससे कि एसिड इसोफेगस को टच ना करे. Another condition is a Barrett esophagus. Barrett esophagus means in few cases of the chronic reflex esophagitis, जो continuous कई सालों तक किसी को रहती है, then the normal squamous epithelium is get replaced with the columnar epithelium. This we call columnar metaplasia. This is a pre-malignant condition. तो बहुत ज़्यादा दिन तक किसी को gastritis रहती है, converted into the Barrett esophagus. Another condition we discuss, achalasia cardia. What happened in some individuals, resting tone of the lower esophageal sphincter is high. Normally जितना contact रहना चाहिए उससे भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो क्या होगा? This cause inadequate emptying of the esophagus and food collect in the esophagus and the organ is massively dilated. जो lower esophageal sphincter से है वो बहुत ज़्यादा contract हो गया तो food नीचे नहीं जा पाएगा, तो ऊपर body of esophagus will get dilated, and this condition we called achalasia cardia. What may be the cause? Maybe due to the deficiency of the mesenteric plexus at the lower esophageal sphincters, which supply the circular muscles, which inhibit the tone of the lower esophageal sphincters by secretion of the vasoactive intestine peptides and nitric oxide. If they not get released, resting tone will become very high. That is not allowed to relax of the lower esophageal sphincters. How we can diagnose this condition? By the putting the barium meal. Barium meal. We ask the subject to take a barium meal and take X-ray. So dilated portion of the lower esophagus we can see clearly, as in this diagram you can see. You can see in this diagram there is a dilatation part of the esophagus, and this is very narrowing part. So this is a lower esophageal sphincter which get contracted, so barium cannot go inside. So how we can treat this? We can treat this by three ways. One is mechanical pneumatic dilatation. We put a balloon and dilate the lower part. That can be treated with the mechanical pneumatic dilatation. If not possible with this procedure, we can do a surgery. We can cut the circular muscle which get tightened at lower esophageal sphincters, so it get relaxed and food can go inside. And third, injection of botulism toxin. into the lower esophageal sphincters, which inhibit the acetylcholine release, produce relaxation of the sphincters. By 3 ways we can treat this. Thank you all for patiently listening. With the today lectures, we must know the what are the different kind of esophageal sphincters, what are their function, what are the normal position, normal condition of the both the sphincters, what is reflex esophagitis, and what is the achalasia cardia. Thank you all.